jokes.
Welcome to the Regular Joe's podcast. I'm Dave Pisani.
I'm Barry Kay.
I'm Todd Pleasant.
I'm Daryl DePriest.
And I'm Brian Mix.
Okay, thank you for tuning in for part 2 of the 55 most important movies of night before 2000, whatever it is. So while this started in episode number 555, everyone can add an extra movie if you want, because we're now going to episode 556.
Yay, Willow makes the list.
Oh, yeah. No, let's not do that then. So last week, you heard the first half. Now we're going to jump into the second half. I'm sure you could imagine we did this all in one night, but we're cutting it up anyway because I like the audience to be into the making of the sausage.
Well, but, and let's face it, nobody wants to listen to a 3-hour podcast.
No, nobody does. So we didn't want to do that to you. So this will be part 2. We're going to jump in where we left off last week. So if you didn't listen last week, check that out first and then come back. Before we jump in, I do have to mention Fanboy Collectibles. Anything you need, Pops and Sideshow and Hot Toys and all that good stuff, Kotobukias and everything. So check
statues
those guys
and
statues,
Hot Toys, and all the good stuff.
I think last week I said get a statue. Did you get one yet? You have had a whole week to get a statue.
There's probably some new ones from last week that are on the website
I'm sure
right
there's
now.
New ones.
They've got Hasbro stuff.
Hasbro stuff. Daryl's still hawking Hasbro.
Daryl's still hawking Hasbro. I haven't worked there in years.
Where am I? Anyway, so check those guys out, fanboycollectibles.com. Check them out at their store in Newtown, Connecticut, and tell them the Regular Joe sent you. And with no further ado, I hope some giant news didn't happen that we're missing out on. But
if the world didn't end between last week and this week,
well, it is the inauguration
and we promise,
around now, isn't it? So the world may end.
Yeah.
So will we promise next episode we'll talk about Skeleton Crew? Because it's ending, but we're 2 weeks before that right now. So.
Anyway, don't worry about all that stuff. So here is the continuation, the 55 most important movies, and here we go. Wow. 1970. Anybody? 1970?
Yeah. The most anti-war movie made up to this point. MASH.
Yep.
I sort of thought about that, but I didn't put it in.
Dated, really dated. Hard to watch.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I still love this movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's
a Vietnam War film set in the Korean War.
Exactly.
I squoze out Kelly's Heroes because I like MASH so much. And Kelly's Heroes is also an anti-war.
I agree.
Captain America comes out of the ice, and you sit him down like, you have to see Kelly's Heroes. No, you don't say that. Okay. You don't say that.
And that's how I took this list.
That's the elevator pitch.
I told you I squoze it out. It's not.
That's
it's not
fine
on my
for
list.
you,
MASH
but
is on
I'm
my
just
list.
saying.
All right.
Whatever. Okay. Any other
If you
70s?
sat Captain America down to watch MASH, he would fall asleep in the first half hour.
Yeah, exactly. You see, there's better. The episode where he's looking for the ribs in Chicago in season 4 is way better than that. Anyway, 70s done. 70 done.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
71.
I have 3.
Yes.
Oh my God. I have 1.
I have one.
Brian, go ahead.
Clockwork Orange. Another Kubrick.
Yep.
Didn't make my list.
It's again. It's such an anti-establishment film.
I almost think nobody needs to see that.
And that
not that it's not entertaining, but it's disturbing.
It is disturbing, and that's why it's on my list.
Okay, you know why that works when Doctor Strangelove doesn't is because the time frame it's set in. Because it's disconnected from the time.
Some
I
disconnected.
don't think Captain America needs to see it.
I think it's a brilliant film. I had to bump it. But
but Doctor Strangelove also didn't work for me because of the portrayals were so over the top, and they weren't as over the top in Clockwork Orange.
It's just weird and creepy. I don't know.
It's weird and off-putting, but I didn't think the characterizations were caricatures.
And to make the point, if we're going to talk about a movie that is extremely different from the movies that were made before it, it is that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right. You got another. What else you got?
I got the Andromeda Strain.
Where are you coming up with this stuff? Captain America, you need to see the Andromeda Strain.
The Andromeda Strain is, again, it's one of those movies that is one of the first anti-future movies where the future is going to be worse than it is today.
Yeah.
It's really good. Just didn't make my top 55, but it was in consideration.
Top movie from 1971. Top movie from 1971, without a doubt. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Go ahead, Barry. Yes.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Who doesn't have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
I don't, but I acknowledge its greatness.
No, I do. I'm with you. I have.
It's on my. I was on my list. I pushed it off.
Same here.
I have The French Connection. And
really?
I don't. And I
talk about overrated movies.
And you.
And I'm going to talk about it. I watched it about a year ago, or 5 years ago, depending on COVID. It was a year ago, and it doesn't hold up. But it's important because it turned the cop movie into this gritty, realistic cop movies that before that really didn't exist.
So
I agree.
You wouldn't have Serpico. You wouldn't have
Serpico's. No, this is before Serpico.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have Serpico.
You wouldn't have Heat.
Oh yeah. But it turned into
other things. The kind of I agree with that.
I can't think of cop movies in the 60s, to be honest with you, off the top of my head.
Great one, Dave. Yeah, good observation.
But like
because
if you go,
because in the 60s, cops were a TV thing.
Yeah. But even if you go back to like Humphrey Bogart when he was a private detective kind of thing, this is real, based on a true story. Yep. But like gritty, I don't think it holds up, and I've said that it's boring, but it's important because it sort of changing the way we see cops. We would not
brings us out of Dragnet.
We wouldn't have so many things that we have.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Good one. Good.
Any other 71s? Any 71s? Okay, 72. Let's all raise our hand for The Godfather.
Yep.
No.
You didn't pick it?
No, I didn't pick it.
The Godfather 2 is not better.
Well, Brian's just being
just crazy.
Well, and I would actually challenge
he's counter-programming us.
I think The Godfather 2 may be better, but I couldn't fathom putting that on the list over The Godfather.
You can't. Yeah, in terms of importance. Yeah.
Right.
Even if you think it's better, which
Godfather,
is not.
I really enjoyed the chronological Godfather, which I couldn't put on the list.
The Godfather saga.
That was a really cool way to watch.
No, he's talking about the one that includes 3.
Yeah, and they cut it all together.
They cut it all together into one.
Okay, well, the Godfather saga was was Francis Ford.
It was made for television for like a miniseries or something.
He recut it to make exactly to make.
He didn't. I guarantee he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, you got to check.
Yeah,
he's happy to do anything that helped him make Megalopolis.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone but Brian has The Godfather.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you're out of your mind. But Kelly's Heroes.
It's not on my list. I took it off to put in MASH.
Wait, does anybody else have another 1972?
Yes.
I do.
Yes, I do. You guys
Barry, one of you guys
do.
I would almost guarantee I'm the only one with this movie, for sure. But I put the Poseidon Adventure.
I put the Poseidon Adventure.
Really?
Wow. You did?
Oh,
nice.
Because, again, here's my thing. Why? In the early 70s, the disaster movie was such a big thing.
And to me, this is the quintessential disaster movie.
Probably best one. Towering Inferno, over the top.
Yeah.
Towering Inferno was like
Airport,
Star,
Earthquake,
bullshit.
Earthquake, all those movies, but Poseidon Adventure, me, quintessential one.
I just thought you were a Shelley Hack fetishist.
Shelley Hack in that water. Oof,
they tie her up and pull her up the stairs. Look out, boys.
Yeah. But I just watched about half of it maybe 6 months ago. It still kind of holds up. It's still, I mean, in terms of the tension and the excitement, I mean.
I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie. I love
Pamela
that
Sue
movie.
Anderson. No, Pamela Sue Martin.
My favorite short
Pamela
pitch
Sue Martin, yeah.
A sequel, Raise the Poseidon.
The sequel is bad. The Telly
the sequel.
Savalas sequel is bad.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about a new movie where they raised the Poseidon from from the bottom, where the people are still alive on it.
There was a remake with Kurt Russell that I thought I saw that it's not horrible. I don't know if it's a remake or something, but
it wasn't a remake.
Poseidon Adventure. Totally with you. It's important because it was very much a thing for 5 years. That whole
it was.
Yeah.
Irwin Allen.
And it's the movie that Captain America doesn't need to see that was made in 1972 is Silent Running.
Yeah.
But it's on my list.
on your list?
It's on my list because it was an environmental science fiction movie.
I saw it.
Never seen it.
Never seen it. It's good. You see it for the drones, nothing else. The
I
best,
Dewey and Louie.
best live action robots ever. Yep.
Yep. I saw it first at San Diego Comic-Con, probably in 76 or something like that.
I made my parents take me in 72. I was 11.
I saw Poseidon Adventure in the movie theater. That was one of the
so did I.
early movies I saw.
One of John Williams' first theatrical scores.
So I remember seeing that in the thing.
Yeah.
I had no Barbra Streisand movies on my list, although I saw all of them.
Me either. I almost put one on my list, but I didn't.
Some of those things are good. I just rewatched What's Up, Doc.
That's the one I was
There is a
put on my
scene
list.
in What's Up, Doc that this woman, this is out there. This woman goes to like the docks, and now the docks are all gray, and she's in this like aqua dress or purple, and I vividly remember seeing that in the movie theaters as a kid. Like that, just color just stuck. That just hit me. Like we used to go see all those movies in the movie theater.
If someone today could be the Barbra Streisand of today, who would it be? I thought about this like a week ago.
Lady Gaga.
Absolutely.
Well, she was in a Stars
funny.
Born.
Easy as Joker 2. I was thinking, wow, they are totally misusing this person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think she warped.
Yeah.
Did Barbara
Joker
in
2,
all those comedies though? She really didn't sing though.
Not like a musical.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I gotta say, and I
I think maybe the thing
Yentl is not
the
a bad
inclusion
movie.
of her warps the film around.
Yeah,
that
I agree.
person.
I absolutely agree.
And that's what happened
Oh.
with Joker 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's what.
That
That is not all that happened with
Have you
Joker
seen
2.
Joker
but we
2?
can talk. It's a whole other show.
Everyone needs
a whole
to
other
watch
show.
I'm not
Joker
going to
2,
see it.
and then we're going to talk. We're going to talk about this film because
Okay.
I'll watch Madam Web
as Barry
again.
said, someday in film classes they will have you watch the Joker, and then they'll have you watch Joker 2, and then discuss because it's
what happened? Yeah.
what happened, and we could make an episode out of this.
Let's watch.
Dave's got to watch 2 films for us to do it.
I'm
Let's
not
get
doing it.
back to
I
good
will not
movies.
watch those movies.
Okay.
All right.
Will
We're
not
on
watch them.
1972.
That was
Yentl.
72, right?
Yeah.
Barry, you making fun of Yentl because Yentl's good, and I give Barbara Streisand
I was singing a song from Yentl
ton of
before.
credit for directing and acting in that movie, and
Is
It's
that-
on
is
your
that-
list?
Is that
It's on your
somebody's
list,
No,
Dave?
it's not on my list.
No. Okay.
Let's-
Thank
let's-
you.
let's-
Okay, 1972. Are we done with 1972?
Yeah.
1973.
I had to have one Woody Allen movie on my list.
Well, I boycott Woody Allen. He's a piece
So
of shit.
I don't have anybody else.
I put Sleeper
Yeah,
on my list because
good
it's his science fiction movie.
Also, another
It
one
makes
that
fun of
holds
science
up-
fiction
holds up because it's set in the future.
Yeah.
I
He's a
don't think it holds
pedophile.
up.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Alleged
think it ever
pedophile.
held up, let alone now.
I don't think it
I have
holds
seen
up.
that one. Didn't make my list.
I love every people still support this piece of shit and work for him. I don't get it. Won't put him on my list.
All right. I've got High Plains Drifter on mine.
My other favorite Woody Allen movie.
All right, 1974.
Oh, hang on. I have a 1973.
I have
I
another.
didn't know you had one.
I have another.
I'm
two.
jumping in. I have The Exorcist,
Oh.
Yep,
which I know, Dave, you're not a horror movie guy, but it
No,
is,
I
to this
do
day,
think it belongs on the list.
This
I'll
belongs
never
on the
see
list.
it.
Yeah.
the
I'm glad it's
creepiest freaking movie.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard
agree.
to watch. It's so creepy.
Hard to
I'm
watch.
glad it's on your
It
list.
belongs on the list.
And-
but not for me.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree.
And I've got in 73. I have The Sting.
Isn't that
I think-
74?
What it?
Yeah, no. So you had to go. Yeah, it's just,
This thing, I know. I wrote this thing down. It should be on the list.
One of the greatest heist,
but
heist
it's also,
flicks.
you know what it is though? It it wouldn't have existed without Butch Cassidy and Sundance.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
It was it was marketed as Redford and Newman together again.
Yeah.
It's just great though,
But
and it's probably not as
story.
important. You're right. I agree with that.
Barry, have you seen The Sting?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Because it was also ruined for me by my friend.
Was I the only one with The Sting?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep track of
I had it as on my list, but
was I the only one with The Exorcist, or did you have that too,
Daryl? You were the only one.
I was the only one. Got it.
Barry,
Daryl, did you have The Exorcist or no?
I agree with you.
No,
but
I don't have the. I'm not a. I admit I'm not a horror, demonic possession kind of guy. I acknowledge and I respect Barry. You having it on your list didn't make my cut though.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. No more 73s. Raise your hands when we have these things, people. 74.
I got 2.
I'm sure we all have the same one, right?
I do.
Barry,
I don't have
none?
anything from 74.
No.
Daryl, none. Okay. Whatever your face is. Todd, go first since you have 2.
Okay. The obvious one, Chinatown.
Yeah.
Chinatown.
Yeah, I have it too.
Yep.
So I kept a list of movies that I purposely didn't put on the list because I had not seen. So I can't say whether I think it's important or not. That is one of the 2 movies that I have on my list that I've never seen.
You have a list of 2?
You got to go back and see it. It's
I guess
there's that one, and there's a movie from 1975 that probably is going to be on somebody's list that I've never seen.
No, fair enough. And what's your other one?
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, that belongs on there. I didn't have
I
it.
love you. I got to say, I had to go back and forth, and it bumped out a couple other things, but I love it. It's
a good Mel Brooks pick.
It is a good.
Probably his best.
I love Mel Brooks movies. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I had a hard time not picking it.
I like that movie, and I don't love Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
I had a roommate who had never seen any of the original Frankenstein movies. And so we were going through the original Frankenstein movie. He loved Young Frankenstein. He couldn't believe every scene from the old movies that was in Young Frankenstein.
I had that same experience, Brian. I had the literally
right down
the same experience.
The Madeline Kahns. It's just like it's great.
Yeah. The little girl with the flower. Like I had never seen any Frankenstein movies, and when I saw Young Frankenstein,
what do we throw
putting on the Ritz?
Yeah.
Okay. 74. Anyone else? Going once?
No.
All right. 75. Raise your hand. 75. All right. Everyone has Jaws, I'm assuming.
There's an obvious Jaws pick here, right?
Yep.
I mean, the invention of the blockbuster.
Yeah.
So that's number 2 that everybody's had.
That's the number 2.
No, that's number 3.
That's not the number 1 from this year.
No, someone didn't have The Godfather, right?
Right. The Godfather.
That's what I'm saying. It's only number 2.
All right. I mean, to me, the whole new era of movies starts with Jaws. There's like a completely
that's what I'm saying. That's
different
what I'm saying.
thing.
The 70s,
the blockbuster starts then.
That's when the kind of the 70s era films start with there. Yep.
New directors. There's like this giant stake in the ground of 1975 forward.
And that movie holds up.
Chinatown is
100%.
Chinatown is more like those late 70s films, late 60s films.
Yeah.
In some way, Godfather is.
Godfather is classic since it's a period piece.
No, but I'm saying it's more evocative of that kind of, but then when you get into Jaws, looking at what's Jaws forward is very, very different.
I just think of that. It's just before and after Jaws. So, did anyone have other 75?
You don't have another 75? Dave Pisani? You do
not have.
You don't have Rollerball on your list?
No, no one needs it. I like Rollerball. Christopher Reeve.
I'm going to contest
Chris Evans doesn't
Brian
need to see it.
Fundamentally didn't understand the assignment.
Do you have it?
No, I don't have it on my list, no.
I don't. I like it.
Let's not talk about the films that aren't on our list. Let's
talk
about the films
that are. You have
something 12 else? Films at the bottom that
who doesn't have
One Flew Justify?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That was tough.
Who doesn't have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Am I the only one?
That's the other movie that I put in the parking lot because I've never seen it, so I can't say whether I think it's influential or not.
I was juggling between that and Chinatown.
Yeah, same here.
Those are the two that I have never felt compelled to go back and watch. But I hear they're great, but I've never seen them.
Holy cow. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
75. We're done with 75.
Yeah.
Sorry, Captain America. No rollerball for you.
Hey, you guys should applaud me for not putting Logan's Run on the list because that was a 75.
That was hard for me not to. But
first of all,
I think you guys
there are movies I love that are not important and not Captain America doesn't need to see them. Logan's Run is one of them.
Yeah.
It was on my list until the very end. I had to force myself to
correct perspective.
Some of these
there.
are painful.
76.
76. Who has 76?
I have 76. One.
Brian, no 76?
I have no 76.
Okay. Darryl, go ahead.
Rocky.
Of course,
you have to have Rocky. You have to have Rocky.
One of the most important movies.
It really is.
I would say definitely one of the most important movies.
But the later ones are better. 2 and 3 are better than Rocky.
I love the 3, and I like 4.
I disagree with that. I also think
they exist because the characterizations created in Rocky.
I agree
with
that.
Can
I
make
like
a case for,
but they have the hero lose.
You can make
that
a case
doesn't happen in movies.
That's right. Good.
Right.
Okay.
But
that movie is no. I like 2, 3, and 4. 5 and forward is just a disaster. But no, you can't argue. 1 is just so important. The
Creeds are real good, but
it was made for $1 million and just like
unbelievable.
It's just amazing how cheap that movie was.
This movie alone makes me respect Stallone just put him up on a pedestal.
Stallone has done a lot of crazy, wacky, and bad stuff, but you got to respect the guy. Yeah. And he's actually a very good director. I mean, 3 for its time and 4 very well directed movies for in their time.
Well, you cannot minimize that effort.
Yep.
Any other 76? All right. So we all don't have Rocky, which is a shock.
No. Sorry.
Do we all have Star Wars? I mean, come on.
Of course.
Yeah, and this is where it gets super hard, right? Because we said we can only have one movie from a franchise. So, but I don't.
But this is
don't
your
think
favorite of the franchise, isn't it?
No, it is. It's my favorite movie of all time. But there would have been at least one more Star Wars movie on this list if I were allowed to put them.
But you're not saying you went with something else, right?
I like Empire better than Star Wars, but
Star Wars is my favorite movie of all time. Yeah.
Star Wars is more important.
Yep.
All right. No one. Any of 77? Annie Hall? Anybody?
Oh gosh.
I almost put it on my list just to piss you guys off.
I'm still mad at Annie Hall for beating Star Wars at the Oscars.
That bitch.
It was Kramer versus Kramer.
I will not
77
I will not see Annie Hall to this day, and that's why I don't like Woody Allen.
Woody Allen, he's a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Okay. No more 77s. 78, anybody? I have one.
I have a 78 also.
Todd? Darryl and Brian do not have a 78.
I do not.
I know what you guys are going to pick, but I pushed it off my list because of my 79 I have in here.
Todd?
Sorry.
Superman.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Superman.
There is... We wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for Superman. I think we said that.
It just
whoa.
It just
Time
didn't
out.
make
I
the
thought
cut.
that was 79.
No, it's 78.
78.
Oh, okay. I have it too then. I put it on my list as 79.
Yeah. No, I had it on as 76 for the longest time. I don't know why. But
so then I have another 78.
It built the groundwork for everything in the 2000s, basically. Yeah. Go ahead, Barry. You have 78?
Yeah, my other 1978 is the original Halloween.
Yeah, that's it.
Talk about
that is a genre builder right there.
That is
everything that came after it.
Yeah, I thoroughly agree. I just didn't have the space for it.
Yeah.
Because I have a 78 genre builder as well.
Yeah,
I can't believe you guys didn't pick Animal House.
Boy. What?
Animal House.
Yeah, almost.
You can find a genre,
but fantastic movie. Good pick
for 20 years.
But you want to know something? Animal House was fine in its time, but Halloween is like it built the modern horror movie. Animal House was.
I agree with you. I haven't seen Halloween. So
I don't think we're comparing and contrasting.
Wait, is Halloween on someone's list?
Yeah, it's on mine.
It's on your.
Absolutely.
No, it's good. It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
It is
truly significant.
They're both good picks. I like it.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge horror movie guy, but there's a couple
not
of
much horror
essential
to that
horror
either,
movies.
and I'm not
that,
either, but it's important. It's dated.
So I've picked Rosemary's Baby. I've picked Halloween, and
Halloween
picked,
was on my list, but it was on my back.
Okay.
You picked
And The
Exorcist.
Exorcist,
Yeah. So you're much more horror than I am, BK.
Yeah,
but good job.
Okay, 78. We're done with 78. Anybody? 79. Anyone 79?
I got a couple of 79.
I have 179.
Oh, really? Darryl, go ahead.
Did we all five go Aliens? Because we skipped over Alien, so we must have all picked Aliens.
No,
I don't know. What did you pick?
Aliens.
You picked Alien. No, Alien.
Alien, the first one.
Is 79.
Oh shit!
And none of us picked it.
Wait,
I did. No, I'm saying.
Okay, all right. So Todd,
who picked Alien? Raise your hand.
79. Alien.
Todd.
Okay, I got the year wrong. My bad. No. I didn't mean to pick this. I meant Alien.
It was hard. It was very hard when we talked about only one from a franchise, and I did not pick Alien.
I did not either.
You guys didn't pick Alien?
No.
I did.
Todd did.
I did. I picked Alien.
I'm mistaken here. I wanted Aliens. But
yes,
I made a mistake.
No,
second movie wouldn't exist without it.
I understand that, but in terms of if I had to say to Captain America what to see, you have to see Aliens.
Yeah.
I wish you'd come up with that.
Where did this benchmark come from?
Hilarious.
Remember, he has his list.
I think it's a good benchmark. Actually, I'm okay with this.
We're basically taking a guy who's been frozen in time. We're just landed on this planet.
What combat looks like.
Why didn't you say that 24 hours ago?
He doesn't know what aliens look like. So yes, Alien is fine.
I thought we well established this concept. I guess we didn't.
It's a movie you have to see.
Here's
a guy Brian did a different homework assignment than the rest of us.
No, we all. Brian was in his own world.
I have another 79.
Of course you do.
I do also.
You guys are going to have to agree with this. It belongs on here's Apocalypse Now.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, I went back and forth.
I went with something else later.
It's a mess, though. It's such a mess.
There's 5 versions of it, but
it is a mess. But it is hard to deny. When you watch a version, to me it's like Blade Runner. You have to pick the version of it that you like, when you
but
find
it's hard
one
to
you
explain
like,
that
it's
to
hard
somebody.
to deny.
You got to see Apocalypse Now. Which one? I don't know. This one,
the final whatever the final version of it is, I think is the best version.
Agree.
It's the Citizen Kane of the late 70s.
Yeah, it's a fucking disaster, really. I mean, and it almost killed people. It's just like it's just not,
including Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah,
I have different choice. We'll talk about later, but
All right, are we any 70 more any more 79s? Okay, 80. I have 2.
Let's see if we're 5 for 5.
Huh?
Let's see if we're 5 for 5.
What do you think we're 5 for 5? Go ahead, Darryl.
The Shining.
Not
if you had to pick a Kubrick movie, Shining.
Not on my list.
Wait, Todd?
No.
Dave, are you?
No,
I have a Shining, yes.
So it's only 2 of us.
I don't.
I'm surprised by that.
I only picked 1 Kubrick movie. I wasn't going to give him more than 1 on my list.
I have 2 when 1 I don't like. I have more than I have a couple on 1 I don't like.
Nicholson, I gave him 1 I don't like, and I actually like The Shining better, but I don't think it's as important of a film.
But it's really it's the beginning of Stephen King, an important writer for the later half of the 20th century. Jack Nicholson, before he became sort of a little bit of a parody of himself. It's scary as hell.
It is
There's
scary
a lot
as
of
hell.
reasons why.
Yeah, great ending.
Okay. Any other 80? I have one. I have another 80.
Other.
What do you got, Todd?
Airplane.
Oh. Isn't that 79?
Okay, great pick.
No, it's 80.
Wait, Airplane, the disaster movie?
Airplane,
Airplane, not airport.
Not airport.
Not
Airplane.
the comedy.
It started a wave of parody films.
Although you could make a case for airport, but Airplane is.
And
Silent Adventure is better than airport.
It was and is brilliant.
It is.
I speak jive. No, it's just it's absolutely brilliant, and it just like I said, it started. It was like a decade-long run of similar films.
Yep.
Yeah.
And revived Leslie Nielsen's career, which had really lagged after Forbidden Planet. So
good pick, Todd.
Yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
ever-
and
you ever
it's,
been
and
in a-
it's
Go ahead.
Turkish prison.
Yep.
But it's like the quintessential, one of the quintessential like mock, like mock you. Not it's not a mockumentary, but like a spoof.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
the first of that. Nobody did anything.
I don't love the
on
spoofs.
this level. No one went to this movie fully understanding what they were going to see, and the autopilot.
And I would argue that it took what Mel Brooks
it's
did.
Just like, it's
but
awesome.
it kind of took what Mel Brooks did with Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and took it to another, pushed it even further.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Anyone else? I have another 80. Not quite as sophisticated as Airplane, but Raging Bull, which is Coppola. You don't like Raging Bull?
Oh, it's so no.
Oh my! Just the black and white alone.
It's so hard to watch, and he's so unlikable and blah.
I've got a black and white movie coming up later on my list that is a better black and white movie.
Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, which is awesome.
Was on my list. Had to slide it off.
Yeah. But Raging Bull is. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course not.
All right. 80. We're done with 80.
Can we get to 81?
If we don't all agree on this, then there's no show.
My number one of all time.
Okay.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes. Are we 5 for 5?
Wait,
I
Brian,
never
do you
saw
have
it.
it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Of course it's talk about a genre starter.
There you go. Okay. 81. We've talked about that to death. Any other 81s?
I have the Road Warrior.
I have another Road Warrior. Yep.
Road Warrior, yeah. It's definitely better than Mad Max.
Yeah.
That's the one to pick. Yep.
I thought about it.
I think if you go back and you look at that, I think it holds up extremely well, and I think it's a great film where the other one is kind of a mess.
I agree. Mad Max is
it is
a mess.
It's the best one
tight.
of all.
It's
those.
one
Absolutely.
of like a very small handful of films that is totally better. That far beyond its original, and Mad Max made that. Basically made that franchise. It's just the Road Warrior franchise. We wouldn't even know. If this film hadn't been made, it would just. Mad Max.
No one would have heard of Tina Turner if it wasn't for that franchise.
Right. No one.
This and the Road Warrior kind of define post-apocalyptic.
It really.
No, it's a good choice.
Yep.
Good choice.
Yep.
Are we done with 1981?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just, I'm making a note. We are at 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Okay.
It
We're
was
going to put
definitely
this out
over,
as
wasn't
one
it?
show, and we're only at 1981.
I'm at 28 on my list.
Let's just keep moving.
We'll decide what to do with it later.
I'm at 33.
I may put in a thing and we're like, and for part 2, tune in next week.
Well,
I'll edit this
so let me just say, if we're going to make it 2 parts, I need both parts this week.
Oh, that's doable.
Right.
Well, all right, I take that back. I'll have internet where I'm going to be, so I
No.
Uncle George has internet at the ranch. I can probably upload from there.
We'll figure it out. Figure it out.
I think they have internet there.
Okay. Just so I can find the space. Okay, 1982.
Oh Jesus!
They
They made a movie about 1982.
Yeah.
A documentary about the best sci-fi movie year ever.
Really?
1982.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I have 2. Who has the
2.
most from?
I
82?
have 3.
I had to throw so much stuff out. I have 2.
I have 3. I'll go.
I would imagine the 2 that I have are on everybody's list.
Go
So,
ahead, Barry. What do you got?
Wrath of Khan
Yes.
and Blade Runner.
I'm surprised you have Blade
Yes.
Runner because you don't like it.
I acknowledge how important it is. See,
Okay.
I went with
No,
the
good.
assignment.
I think that's the right mentality of this thing. Unlike some selfish bastards like Brian, who only cares about the movies he likes.
I have.
Easy, Dave. You might rage quit. Don't push him.
I have Blade Runner and The Thing.
Yeah, those are my 2. Blade Runner and The Thing. Yep.
You don't have
Same
Wrath of
thing.
Khan?
I don't have Wrath of Khan. I don't think Wrath of Khan is a pivotal movie. I don't think Wrath of Khan.
Khan-
It is a great Star Trek film, And if you want to acknowledge the importance of that film, you have to admit that the previous one is a stinking piece of shit.
No, I do not.
But
I do not.
Okay,
but
no,
I'm saying, but all it is a great film compared to the previous film, and it's the only thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's a great film. Period.
A franchise that continues to this day. I'll acknowledge that motion picture when it came out did not do well. I still like it. Do I love it? No. But had Wrath of Khan been lukewarm the way motion picture was, everything we've seen since then in Star Trek would not exist.
I love the film. It's my favorite Star Trek film. As a singular act of redemption, it's great.
When you talk about importance, Star Trek wouldn't exist today if that movie wasn't the movie.
It's a TV show. Okay, again, it's like it's not. That's not about film. Okay,
that's.
I'm just saying, as a friend,
I love the movie. It looks like a television show.
It does. It's a great episode of television show.
It's important
that was shot on a TV movie budget.
It's important to things the way
Captain America comes out of the ice. He's never seen Star Trek. You say this is the movie you got to see.
No, you do not.
Yes,
and
he has to see. It's even on his little notebook.
Heavily dependent on your sentimental attachment to existing characters who are not adequately introduced in there. I'm telling you, it's
important because it's the savior and jumping off point for probably one of the top 3 franchises that exist.
Franchise, it's not important to film.
And I'll say this.
That's bullshit.
From 1979 forward, there's 14 movies that I purposely had to leave off this list because they're parts of franchises that I couldn't put on this list. But I would have put the motion picture on this list if I could. I'm putting on the Wrath of Khan because it's the best Star Trek movie.
Motion picture did not do what it needed to do. And some of these movies, and I'm trying to think of another one,
Wait, Dave, how can you say motion picture didn't do what it was supposed to do if they made Wrath of Khan?
The Wrath of Khan was like, okay, let's give it another shot. And it completely
We'll give it one more try.
Had Wrath of Khan
and that recut, the latest version of the motion picture is a solid movie. And I'm not, I know we don't want to have this argument. We got to keep moving, but
sometimes Paramount
if they would have let them finish the motion picture properly,
but
it might have done better.
They didn't, and it didn't do the box office. They didn't do what they needed it to do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have retooled everything. We would have seen the same everything.
Yeah, Barry, you're right. I should have put motion picture. I should have put motion picture on my list. I blew that.
Sometimes Paramount does things out of desperation, guys.
I should have done that.
So
yes, they do.
The way like 2001 transcends itself, so does this. It's created this franchise that exists to this day. It doesn't only have to be about movies. I'm trying to think. Chinatown has changed the way people write movies and TV.
Absolutely. And you walked into Chinatown having never seen anything but trailers for that film, and it made perfect sense to you, whatever. This relies heavily on material that people have seen previously. This relies heavily on an existing fan base. It's
So does a lot of stuff. Okay.
It's a great movie. Move on.
I got another 1982.
I do also. Darryl, go ahead.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, wow.
Brian, go ahead. Sorry.
It would not be my choice, but you know what? I would not dispute that for a second.
Growing up in Southern California, this was a Cameron Crowe masterpiece. Now, this is a personal choice because I totally grew up in that mall culture.
That's such a Brian choice there.
That party pool culture. You should represent,
You had me at Phoebe Cates.
Had your Phoebe Cates.
That was Claremont High School. My girlfriend went to that high school while he was there.
It's that high school. I think it was set at La Jolla Mall, La Jolla Village Square, whatever. So, all right.
I
agree. I love that movie.
No one had E.T.? E.T. like changed kids' movies. Like kids were in movies.
I put it on and I take it off, and I put it on and I take it off. When I walked out of E.T. the first time I saw it in the theater, I said that's the best movie ever made. Now,
I don't love it. I don't know that it holds up.
With that movie at the time.
kids were looked at differently in movies. They weren't like, these kids carried this movie.
Yeah.
So
it's
I think
also
it's
a dark
for that
movie
reason.
in some ways. I mean, the perspective on adults, those scary people in the woods with flashlights and stuff like that. It's very well done.
FBI agents,
or the walkie-talkies because they took the guns out of their hands in the later version.
Right.
Yep.
They put them back. They put the guns back.
They put the
So
guns back.
82 was a pretty good year for movies.
Yeah.
Sci-fi year. Yeah.
Okay. 83. Anybody? 83.
83, they took the year off because 82 was so strong.
I have an 83, and it's not for the reason you think I do. I have it. Risky Business.
Oh.
Yeah. I would not argue that. I think
as much as we wouldn't have Tom Cruise today if it wasn't for Risky Business. Thank God we have Tom
wouldn't
Cruise.
have had
I think his next
60 other teen comedies.
But Risky Business, I feel like the R-rated teen
comedy, yeah,
that it's a little smarter than almost most of them.
And I would argue that most of the ones that came after did it better, but you're right. We wouldn't have gotten them without
You think they did it better? Like, which one?
I recently rewatched Risky Business, and I found it, watching it again now, very slow and
really
Tangerine Dream soundtrack.
I love the Tangerine Dream
All right,
soundtrack.
Who's the U-boat captain?
No, I think it's smarter than almost all the movies that came after.
Guido the Killer Pimp. It's okay. Yeah, it's all right.
Interesting.
All right, Joel, get off the babysitter.
Just a smart, well done. Was that really like the first R-rated comedy that for kids who shouldn't be allowed to see R-rated comedy?
I want to think about Porky's, but I'm not sure of Porky's ratings.
Yeah.
It was probably R, I'm sure.
Animal House was R, right? That was before that.
Probably. But again, Risky Business is better. Anyway, all right. No one else 83, 84?
I got an 84.
Yeah, I got an 84.
Yeah,
I have two 84s.
I think Barry and I have the same. Barry and I will agree on a 1984.
Barry,
movie.
go ahead.
Yes. This is Spinal Tap.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it invented the mockumentary.
It almost made my cut.
It defined it, and it's never been bettered.
Yeah.
So,
I have missed that one totally. I agree.
I have 384s, but
I saw it in the
really
movie theaters not that long ago.
It's so good.
Okay. You have 3, Daryl?
I have 3.
Yeah, because
Let's
this one we
hear your
all
second
agree
one.
on, right?
We have Ghostbusters, which I assume are 5 for 5.
Oh my God! I can't believe I forgot Ghostbusters.
Oh come on!
Didn't put Ghostbusters on your list?
Dave, you're fired.
I know. I do have it. I'm crossing something off.
Dave is no longer the guy leading the show.
I agree. It's. Guess what? I'm taking off that one. Yeah, it's Ghostbusters. Of course, I have that.
Ghostbusters. All right. I also have Beverly Hills Cop, which
I took that off.
I think is one of the greatest, comedy.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't make my list, but it is a solid choice.
I actually had 48 Hours because it kind of started that whole comedians as actors. I don't think it's as good, but it's more important because it started that whole thing.
Yep.
Nobody has Buckaroo Banzai?
So
I dearly love Buckaroo Banzai, and
I've never seen it.
It's in my top 100.
I never.
If this was a list of 63 films, it would have been on here.
It's on my top
100
films. I totally agree with you. It's not one of the 55 films I'm showing Captain America.
We forget the Captain America anecdote. Comparison. Okay, here's a person on their deathbed, and they ask me what movie do they need to see. Buckaroo Banzai isn't one of my.
It's not one.
First 100
if it's
thoughts.
Barry on his deathbed, I say Barry, you've got to see this movie.
I wouldn't kill Barry like that. That's some strange
deathbed. I'm going to ask you for some porn. I'm not asking for Buckaroo Banzai.
Turn it off. He's
Brian, the pain is in the unfulfilled promise of
the sequels.
The sequel that they promised that they never came.
The rights got so screwed up on that.
But
Kevin Smith actually almost directed a sequel to that movie.
Everyone almost directed a sequel.
I would love it.
Yep.
My other 1984 is Gremlins. I love it. It's such a guilty pleasure. So good. So fun, so perversive. I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe Gremlins other than
I did not have that.
Well, and Gremlins starts out as kind of a kiddish movie, but then definitely steers away from it and becomes a little almost horror.
Yeah,
kind of wacky. Yeah,
kind of wacky.
All right.
Okay.
Any
We're
other
done with
84s?
84.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did have Ghostbusters. I just typed over it for some reason. I don't know how we all had stuff. Okay. 85.
Another 5 for 5 movie. Come on.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we all probably have Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
I almost didn't, but I added it. I went back and forth with it, but I'm trying to find the TV star becoming a gigantic movie star. It was almost unheard of before Michael J. Fox did it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of started a trend,
And it almost wasn't. And it almost wasn't him.
And it almost wasn't him. Now, everyone has Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Any other 85s?
I don't have any other 85s. Anybody have another 85?
I do. I have Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't love it. It's hacky, but there is a whole decade of people who just, it defined that generation.
I think it still holds up because all those character archetypes, a lot of them are.
And it's in a gym that doesn't look any different, and a library that doesn't really look any different than it does today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's important.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was going to pick one of those movies, though, as sort of the quintessential, I wonder if 16 Candles isn't more representative of John Hughes.
I think everyone talks about Breakfast Club.
I think the reason Breakfast Club has a male-female dynamic whereas 16 Candles is much more female-centric. So I think it's a broader appeal to Breakfast Club.
Broader appeal. Yeah.
I think everyone can relate to Breakfast Club in some way.
Exactly.
I think girls relate very well with 16 Candles. And Barry. But he likes Bridesmaids.
I just love Wong Duck Dong.
I'll tell you this, and you're not... I don't know if I've mentioned this before. The guy, I don't know the actor's name. What's the actor's name? Which guy actor? Looks like the Asian version of Daryl.
Who are you talking about?
That guy in the movie. Isn't that the guy with the glasses?
Wong Duck Dong.
Oh.
Look him up.
Okay.
Daryl looks
him up right now.
Come on. We got
and him look like the same person.
Yeah. Okay.
Getty Watanabe.
Yeah, I think I mean.
Yeah.
Who?
His name's Getty Watanabe.
Yeah. I'm gonna look.
He plays the donger.
Moving forward.
That's important.
Okay.
All right, where are we?
All right.
Oh my God! Wait! Look at Daryl. Here, I'm taking this picture. Wait.
All right, let's move on.
No, this is important. It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
Yep.
I think we're losing the audience here.
No,
I think so
screw
too.
The audience. It's not about them.
Oh, I see what you see. Getty, the latest Wikipedia page picture.
That is you.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
look
Yeah.
exactly
Sure.
the same.
Okay. I agree. See.
Oh God.
Wait.
Okay.
Eric start calling you Gary. That's his real first name. Okay.
There you go.
85. Are we done with 85?
I agree with you there. All right.
Yes.
He's aged very well, I will say.
That's
Oh,
you are him. You're twins.
I agree.
Okay.
We on 80,
Continents.
86 yet?
86.
We're moving there.
Aliens.
Aliens.
I picked Alien. Sorry, guys.
I picked Alien.
I picked Aliens.
I picked Platoon.
So did I.
Oh,
Instead of Apocalypse Now, Deer Hunter, and there was another one in there.
Oliver Stone's a disgrace to filmmaking.
I
hate. He rubs your nerves raw and sends a message down your throat. That's his MO.
Yeah. No.
I even hate Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I
With
do
Tom
not like
Cruise.
Born on the 4th of July.
I hate that movie.
No, sorry. I love Platoon.
You
I've
just
got,
love Charlie Sheen.
And now I'm just going to slow motion run through Rice Paddy as I'm showing.
Yeah, it's iconic. People steal
It
scenes
is.
from it
It
all
really
the time, and
it's
it's a great bookend to
over the
Apocalypse
top.
Now because of the father son thing. It's just yeah.
I don't like it.
I've got a
But
different.
it's also
86.
not. It is the one of those. It's the least pretentious of all those films. So
That's saying a lot because it's incredibly pretentious.
Everybody wanted to make a statement with a Vietnam War film.
Yeah, I sat next to Vietnam vets watching this movie, and they loved it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Carol, you had another 86?
Crying and went back to see it again.
Yeah, I tossed on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I knocked that off for Back to the Future.
Yeah,
it was on my list for a long time.
Solid
if
pick,
you
Daryl.
rewatch that, there's that whole Rooney stuff doesn't hold up well. Besides the fact that he's like whacked out or whatever he's got his issues, but it's not as cohesive as
Have you seen what happened to Jeffrey Jones? I'm just saying. So, he was a creeper. Okay,
he is a creeper. Yeah.
All
right. 86. We're done with 86.
Yes.
87.
This could be another 5 for 5.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Really?
I got one.
4 for 5.
Go, Todd.
Go ahead.
Princess Bride.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Princess Bride.
Are we 5 for 5?
Yeah, Princess Bride.
Oh,
okay. I didn't expect that. That's awesome.
I totally expected
that. It's like this pure movie that everyone can enjoy from like age 5 to age 105, and just there isn't a lot of movies like that.
I will tell you,
it's
there are people
perfect film.
People that insist that film is overrated, and I
no.
Oh my god!
I think it's
so watchable. Oh.
It's a perfect movie. We were just talking about
Dave and I saw it not that long ago with an audience who was. It was so great to see it with a room full of people who love it as much as you do, and it holds up. It's a perfect film. Film.
It's a perfect movie.
So good.
Yeah. Any other?
I have another 87. I do. Anybody else?
Okay. Nope.
This is where I throw in my Mel Brooks movie. I had a hard time, but I went with Spaceballs over all of his other movies just because it spoofs my favorite genre.
I get that.
Hate Spaceballs.
I love Mel Brooks movies in general, but this one is the one that spoofs my favorite genre.
Yep.
So.
Funny, she doesn't look Jewish.
It doesn't look Jewish.
Love that movie.
Okay,
right,
88.
88. Breathe in this thing.
I have 2.
88. I got one.
Die Hard.
Absolutely.
Die Hard.
How did I forget Die Hard?
Exactly. Again, change the action.
I totally forgot
the action movie.
It's
forever.
Also the best Christmas film.
Barry, did you have that too?
Oh yeah.
So four of us.
It built a genre.
Best Christmas film.
Yeah.
And
Lethal Weapon
Dave,
is in
the
there
other
too,
movie that was like TV star breaking out into movie star.
Yeah, exactly.
But just the way the action still holds up to this day.
Yep.
Still holds up to this day.
Yep.
Any other 88s?
It is a piece of culture.
I do. I have Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh.
And I think it's important because it was one of those things that combined, cartoon and real world with actually a really coherent, cool storyline.
Without being childish. Without,
Right, exactly.
And going for that adult audience that, like I said, you just didn't,
And it was done at a time where they were able to get the licensing to do it because you could never do it today.
Yeah, you could never, right. It'd be too complicated today. And I just picked it because of Jessica Rabbit, but what you said, Todd, was really smart.
Best line from that movie. Daryl, best line?
Oh, I'm not bad. I'm drawn
that way.
I'm just drawn that way. I quote another line, which is the shave and a haircut 2 bits all the time. You know, how do you get a tune out of a wall? This is all right.
Sure, I didn't. I like it. I think I've seen it once, but
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn.
Christopher Lloyd's great in it too.
I worked on a movie with Bob Hopkins, and I wish I talked to him about Roger Rabbit, which I did not. But
I often wonder what that experience had to be like for him, because he was basically acting alone.
Acting alone.
Yeah.
Interesting. So okay. 89.
I got an 81.
Wait a minute.
I have one.
Barry, we skipped over Willow in 88. What happened?
Yeah.
Kidding.
Moving on.
Okay.
89.
Who's got 89?
Todd, you've got one?
I got one.
Todd?
I have one.
Batman.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew Todd would pick that.
I've got Batman 2, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Batman 2? You like Batman 2?
No, I have Batman as well. Of course. I have 2 89s actually. But Batman.
I have an 89 that is a movie I would absolutely show Captain America when he came out of the ice, because it's one he would really understand. Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's a good one.
Important? I don't know, but good.
It is
and
important.
I did not have Batman
the
on my
4
list,
baseball movies,
but
trying to figure out where, it's like
we did
yeah,
that
me
with
too. Me too.
The
Major
Natural,
Field of
Dreams.
Dreams. It's like, and it's like,
Oh,
and
The
I
Natural.
couldn't get any of them in there.
The Natural's amazing.
Bull Durham. Yeah.
Bull Durham,
Major League. It's like,
Major
where do you
League,
go?
and trying to
A League of Their Own.
through, and I just couldn't. I couldn't squeeze any of them in there.
I love The Natural. I didn't have that on my list, but
fantastic.
Field of Dreams is a genre-defying movie.
And another one where, like I said,
it's very good.
Even if you haven't seen
the genre,
if you haven't seen the movie, you get the premises out there. People understand. Yeah.
It just didn't make my cut. 189 I do have. You guys probably can predict it. It's When Harry Met Sally. So to me, it's the greatest romantic
comedy. That is the kind of modern resurgence of that 40s
modern romantic
timeless.
That's a good one. Damn it!
We could watch it every year.
I just watched it.
I just watched it. Casablanca.
Couple minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And my last 89 movie is The Abyss, which I love the story. I love the director's cut where they restore the story, but the groundbreaking effects in that, paved the way for what came after it.
I went back and forth between that and another movie, but Harry Met Sally. That is, to me, the beginning of the modern romantic screwball comedy.
It brings that era back in from the 40s that we lost.
I can watch that. I could watch Who You Got Mail all the time.
Scene in the deli alone. I mean, it's just such a classic scene.
Man, Meg Ryan in her prime. There was nobody cuter.
I like both. As much as the male thing, I still don't understand the premise of. We weren't mailing each other. Why are you mailing each other? You don't even know each other. It makes no sense, but I love that movie. Anyway, sense. Okay, 89. We're done with 89?
Yep.
90?
I got a 90.
I have a 90. You guys are going to hate it.
Okay.
I'll go first. Goodfellas.
That's Goodfellas was mine.
My 90 is Goodfellas.
Another overrated mobster movie.
Oh, my
God.
It's the best
really
mobster movie.
Overrated mobster movies. It is not. It is not.
No.
I think it's Scorsese's best movie.
Yeah.
I think it gets more revered with time, actually.
Yeah. Maybe I need to revisit it because it's.
Oh my God! It's a classic.
I had trouble getting through it.
Really?
No likable.
All right.
characters.
What did you have, Kelly's Hero?
No, I have a movie that doesn't get enough love. And that's Joe versus the Volcano.
Okay, Brian. I like you. Hopefully, we'll stay in touch in the future.
On behalf of
you can't be on the show
American
anymore.
Film Institute, we're shutting.
Have you guys seen this movie?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, I've seen it 5 times, and I like it. But
no, when I showed the Captain America, no, but nobody said
Joe versus the fuck. Okay,
I'll just say again. I think Brian had a very different homework assignment than the rest of us. And
I gotta say.
So you're going to choose between 2 Abe Vigoda performances. Do you go with Godfather?
When it comes to setups and payoffs and subliminal things in movies, it is at the top of the list.
I've got a brain cloud.
I'd even give you that Doctor Strangelove for some crazy reason. This,
I know you guys wouldn't like it.
This is in contention for the worst pick on this whole list.
Wow.
How about Money Pit? Money Pit's awesome. Anyway.
Shelley Long in her prime.
1990?
We're moving on from 1990.
Thank God.
Into 1991.
1991.
And maybe 2 unanimous picks.
I'll let Barry go first.
I've got 2. There's an obvious one and a less obvious one. Got to go with Terminator 2.
Got to go with Terminator 2.
Yeah. I for fun, right?
Terminator 2.
I picked that over The Abyss because I think it's a better. And I like The Abyss. It's a more enjoyable story and the groundbreaking effects with all.
And it's hard to not pick Terminator, right? Because you wouldn't have Terminator 2 without this. But I think Terminator 2
it's a far superior film,
and it's an epic. Yeah. It almost reinvents the summer blockbuster.
Total epic.
With just there's so much going on. Cameron Ed is just best.
Yep.
Amongst so many things that are equally as good. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I've got a second 91.
Okay.
Oh, I do. I have a second 91 also. Barry,
we're all. I'm sure Todd and I have the same one. So
that's Joe
Go
versus
ahead.
Volcano 2.
What do you guys go? And I'll tell you if it was mine.
Brian, what do you got?
What's the Rocketeer?
I had to bump the Rocketeer.
Oh, he had to bump the Rocketeer.
Me too.
And that's why I'm wearing this shirt. Okay.
Oh!
Out of pure sadness. Okay. But I couldn't justify. I love the film. Absolutely love the film.
Yeah.
But I could not justify it for having an impact.
It's another movie that Captain America would really get.
He would
totally love the Rocketeer.
No question.
He could live without it.
It is, and like I said, I love that film. I revere it, and far more than most people.
Yep.
But I can't justify it in the context of being significant.
It's a Buckaroo Banzai guilty pleasure.
It kind of is, yeah. It is.
All right, what is the movie you did pick, Todd?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes,
that was on my list. Yeah, sort of the horror.
Barry, you too?
Nope. I've got this is probably my most obscure pick.
Oh. So three of us had Silence of the Lambs.
I didn't have it, but I acknowledge it should be on the list.
Got it. So
Barry?
of us had it.
So my other 91, and I do love documentaries, and I felt like I needed a representative documentary. And to go along with Apocalypse Now, Hearts of Darkness, the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now, is maybe more enjoyable to watch than Apocalypse Now.
It is.
You're back on the show.
It is. Yep.
Barry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Never seen it.
It's fantastic. It was shot during the making of the movie and released all the way in 91, but it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when Dave was saying that the movie was a disaster to make, this shows you how.
I love. Isn't there sparklers like shooting day 200? Like
yeah.
Like no movies shoot 200, especially these days. No one shoots 200 days.
Yeah.
Where are we? 1992.
92.
Anybody?
I got a 92.
Dow, go ahead.
Todd.
Todd. I'm looking at your text, Daryl.
Okay.
I don't have a 92.
Unforgiven.
Okay.
Yep. I get it.
Yep.
I think it's the best modern Western.
My best modern Western.
I have fallen asleep in two movies in my life. Unforgiven and Firefox. Both Clint Eastwood movies.
You thought we all fell asleep in the G.I. Joe movie.
I didn't.
But only Daryl and I snored.
I watched you guys sleeping.
My best modern Western is 1 year later.
Interesting.
But
all right, someone else had a 91?
The other 92s?
92s?
No, we were at 92. I have a 92.
Go ahead.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
it was the start of Tarantino's, love.
It was not my Tarantino pick, but yes,
I hear you.
It was. It was what got bumped for my other Tarantino pick.
Yep.
Okay. Done with 92. 93?
Two.
I have three.
Oh.
I have two.
Daryl has three. Go ahead.
I'll go. It might be a 5 for 5 Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Does anyone not have Jurassic Park?
I totally forgot about it.
So Brian's.
Yeah, talk about CGI and just groundbreaking,
solid pick.
Incredible. And I was thinking about Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park, but I don't like the franchise and what it's become. I think if Jurassic Park, I also love the Crichton original inspiration
the book was
for it.
Phenomenal.
The book is phenomenal. But if this movie just existed and nothing else came after, it would be just in a bottle, a brilliant masterpiece.
It is like, in some ways, analogous to Planet of the Apes, because it's great for what it is, and if you don't think, but everything after it just diminishes a little bit more.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Although Scarlett Johansson may fix it.
We can all hope.
Why?
I'm not even sure she can save the franchise, but we'll let her try. Any other 93s?
Yes, I have a 93.
Okay, I do too. So you go, Todd.
Schindler's List.
Yes, I have it as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that being on the list.
I went back and forth
rough,
on that.
It's rough, but it's a great film.
It's so so important, so well done, and brilliant.
And it is also a great piece of filmmaking. So
I'll never forget the Warsaw Ghetto, imagery. It'll never leave me about the
idea that he was filming both of those movies in the same year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's unreal.
Crazy.
The second time I saw Schindler's List, I saw it in an auditorium with about 150 people from my college and 3 people from the list.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
What the F?
Who were
Really?
children. There were 3 people who were children then. And only one of them spoke. Two of them I don't think had good English. But this one woman spoke, and I will never forget that for the rest of my life. And,
gosh.
And she said the thing they got wrong was that he was much more handsome than Liam Neeson. That everyone looked at him and thought of Gary Cooper. And she said, but she said that, that everything they know of the story, this was the story.
Wow.
And Spielberg
awesome.
she was one of the people featured at the end of the film. And no, that's not true. One of the other people there was one of the people they showed at the end of the film. But she said, Mr. Spielberg has spoken to every single survivor from that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any other 93s? Because I have one, and it's hard to follow that.
I have one. It is tough to follow.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Barry, and then I'll go.
Yeah, sorry to go Casey Kasem on you.
Yeah, exactly. Really hard to follow that. But and we all know I am not a sports guy, but the movie Rudy.
Yeah.
Great
movie.
The greatest sports movie ever made.
I love that movie. I watch it every time it's on, and I'm not a sports fan, but I love that movie. Didn't make my list, but I
have not seen it. It's on. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Wow, you didn't see Rudy, and you like sports more than we do.
I like sports. I have not.
I think you'll love it, Brian.
Whoa.
I haven't seen it
You've
either.
Seen Rudy?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my God!
It's fantastic.
Yep.
You got to see. Both of you have to see that.
Right.
Oh my
I
God.
do want to.
You like
watch
football?
I've been meaning to see it for a long time.
Oh, it's great.
It literally brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
There's a
I
scene
watch
at
it
the end of
every
the
time.
movie that I literally tear up at.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good
Samwise
movie.
Gamgee always gets me there. It's like, yeah. Anyways.
And his early appearance from Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I had another 93, Tombstone. That's my favorite kind of modern Western.
Yep.
Good.
And as we all know, the second best Val Kilmer movie after Top Gun.
Yes.
We had a whole show about that. I think we
Hey,
had
wait a
two shows
minute.
about that.
That's right. We did.
Good choice, but I didn't have it on my list.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. We missed Top Gun? How did we miss Top Gun? How was Top Gun? We skipped right over it?
I
For good
didn't
reason.
have it.
Oh, wow.
I-
Okay. I'm surprised.
In terms of I had it on my secondary list in terms of the sort of MTV filters and all that stuff. It's not a great movie as much as it has Tom Cruise.
It's a little cringy upon
but
rewatch.
of its era, it's probably the quintessential sort of 80s.
Yeah.
Tony
I've said
Scott.
it on the show before. I don't like the original Top Gun.
Top Gun Maverick, I've rewatched twice.
Top Gun Maverick
and
is
it's
great.
Fantastic.
It's a better film. It's Top Gun was in that era when you just basically picked up Tom Cruise and you dropped him into all these different roles where he played basically the same character, and then followed.
Todd, it's been good having you on the show. I'm sorry.
It's like now he's a race car driver. Now he's a pilot. Now he's a bartender.
So
now
Dave,
I'm sorry if you
like,
look up.
And now he's a sports agent. And it's
Dave,
like
this
Look
isn't
up
that.
Playing
I'll
with
agree
the
with
Boys
the first
scene
couple.
on YouTube. It's so cringy. It's unwatchable. Some of that movie.
Dave, this is not the top 55 Tom Cruise films.
Well, let's
That's
do
a
that
different
next.
show.
We did that.
I will say
with the wives. Remember, there's
Yes.
there's almost
Yes,
no
you
bad
did.
Tom Cruise
You did.
movie.
You did.
it's
Jerry
only-
Maguire is not like
There are
the
only
other
two
one.
I haven't
but it's,
seen.
again, it's the same. Jerry Maguire is the same. He's an
The
asshole.
same character.
He has redemption, and then he proves himself.
That's every freaking movie in the world.
Jerry Maguire is a good
That's every
movie.
Tom
Top
Cruise
Gun is not a good movie.
Okay, it's every Tom Cruise movie. Okay,
No,
every
it's
time, but
Star
it's
Wars. There's
way
the
too many of
problem.
them.
There's redemption. It's
No,
all the same
no,
shit.
it's okay.
That's movie. That's just life. Anyway, and I don't love Jerry Maguire, but Top Gun. Anyway, what year are we in?
94.
We're moving to 94.
Any more 93s? 94.
I only have one movie left, by the way.
I
Shot my wad in the 40s.
Wait, what year is it in 94?
No, I have 95 in my last
I
one.
have 4 films from 94.
Really? Okay, go ahead.
I have 2. Lead us off, Todd.
Start. Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw my first one out there. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I had knocked out Reservoir Dogs, and I went back and forth.
Again, it started a new era of filmmaking, totally different than anything else.
It was on my list. I pushed it out. Good call.
Barry, do you have a film from 19?
Postmodern.
I have 3 films from 94. You just read off one of them. I have 2 others.
Okay. Want to give your next one? Because I bet we have one.
I will, because this is obviously the black and white movie I was referencing earlier, but you got to go with Clerks.
I have that as well.
It was
really
my intro to indie films.
I have Clerks on there as well. And I got to say, if you talk about doing something that hasn't been done before, I mean, it's yes.
You know how when Captain America punches someone with his shield, that's what he's going to do to you.
Yeah.
You know what?
I would not show this. I would not show this to Cap.
No, definitely not. But for an entire generation that had never even knew what indie film was, this opened up an entire generation to indie films and filmmaking, and
it inspired
like the idea that you can do this, and
you know, we'll never get
Spike Lee actually did it first, so.
No, I get that, but for a different audience, and I'm not saying everything that's come after has been great, right? But Kevin Smith really did,
I agree.
Something that hadn't been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that movie.
Darryl, did you have others?
I did. I have a little Stephen King adaptation.
Yes, I have that as well. Shawshank Redemption.
Called Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank.
The highest rated movie on IMDb for like 10 years running.
I
can watch it over and over.
You can.
I have never seen Shawshank Redemption in one sitting.
Oh.
I've seen the beginning of it. I've seen the end of it. I've seen it so it's like, and I have never committed the time to sit down. I think the first time I saw it,
really?
I saw part of it on a flight.
Oh,
okay.
So good.
And then but it's like I've always seen it disjointed. I've sat down and sometime, and I was thinking about that today. Sometime I've just got to sit down and commit 2 hours and 25 minutes to watching this entire film start to finish, which I've never, like I said, I've just never done. So,
it's another on a short list.
Greatness. It is on my list.
Perfect.
But like I said, I am fanatical. Like I said, I don't like watching parts of things. I watch the whole thing, but I've always been conscious that I've never fully appreciated seeing this film and the experience it should be. So, which I will do sometime this year.
You need to do that. Okay.
I agree with you, Barry. Perfect film.
More 94s?
I got one more 94. Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I don't love Forrest Gump.
See, I do.
I don't a lot. It didn't make my list.
I don't disagree with the choice of it being on this list. I just don't love it. It's depressing. I feel bad for Jenny. I don't know. Yeah. I can't rewatch it. That's not a movie I could rewatch. Like Shawshank, I could watch anytime it's on.
Yeah. See, I can rewatch Forrest Gump, but the ending makes me sad. So up until the point where
I won't watch that.
When him and Jenny get married, I have to bail after that because it just gets sad
depressing
after that.
As hell.
Yeah.
Any other 94s? Okay. 95.
I have a 95.
Oh, yeah, you go.
Apollo 13.
3.
I have 3. Yeah, Apollo 13 is mine.
Apollo 13 is on my list as well. I think it's the best nonfiction space movie ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
And I have another 95.
I don't have it. Brian, what do you got? Because this is your last one.
I went Apollo 13. That was it.
Oh, really?
Oh, Apollo 13. Okay.
That's my last
I didn't
movie.
know that.
Apollo 13. Yeah, that was it.
Barry, you don't have something else?
No, I do. Controversial pick, but The Usual Suspects.
I've got it. I've got The Usual Suspects.
I had to take that out. I had to take that out because I put something. I missed something. So
and Barry, is that all you have? for
That's
95?
my other 95, yeah.
I still have a 95.
Yeah, me and Tom
Really?
are the same one. I
Kind
can't
of
believe you.
surprised.
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
I did not have Toy
Oh
Story.
my God, yes.
Because I can only have one movie from a franchise, Dave. So Toy Story didn't make my list.
This fucking guy picks Toy Story 2 like you like Back to the Future 2 also. It's not the best movie in the... Oh, my God. Todd? Toy Story, right?
Toy Story, absolutely.
Toy Story.
Absolutely, yep. To infinity and beyond.
Amazing pick.
Barry likes the second movies and remake and director's
Hey,
cut.
look, we're not at 1999 yet. Let's wait till we get there.
I have 2 films left. Anybody else who are...
I have 2 also.
Okay.
I have 5. Yep.
I have
Are
5.
we done with 95?
Brian's out.
Yep.
I have nothing in 96. Anyone? Daryl?
I have Mission Impossible, the original.
Oh.
Now, it is not. Look, it's representative of the franchise.
And that's a bad representative.
The first
It's the only way you get one in, though, right?
The first 2 are not great.
Wait, David, isn't Tom Cruise in that movie?
Yeah, but the first 2 suck.
The first 2 are not.
All right.
What year was 3?
The second one's okay, but I think the third one is after 2000.
Yeah, probably. That's my favorite one.
But it's more. It sets the. What I like, I love the franchise.
I love the franchise
so,
too.
Anyway, maybe this is a weak pick.
3 to 9.
It's a very weak pick.
What sucks worse, 1 or 2?
I think one is worse.
I haven't rewatched 1 and 2.
I think 1 is unintelligible
forever.
but I think 2 is a terrible film.
2 is terrible. They're not quite at the level of Not Allowed in My House. Even though,
wow, what happened? There's no bad Tom Cruise movie. Didn't you?
There's almost no bad Tom Cruise. I don't like those 2.
All right, I've got a bump.
It's not his fault.
You're
Barry,
you're right. I've got
Tom
this,
and I thank you for that.
I've got this one on there as representing a franchise that's much better than this first film. So I'm going to bump it in favor of something else. So all right.
Okay, what year are we in? 96?
We're in that was 96.
Anyone else 96? Nobody?
Nope.
97? I don't have anything in 97.
I've got 197.
I don't have anything in 97.
It's one of my. I love this film. It's L.A. Confidential. It is an amazing police story.
Yep.
Amazing.
That get knocked out, but yeah,
love
great.
it.
It's
love it.
absolutely
Love
great.
it. Love it.
Okay.
Such every performance in that movie.
Every performance. Guy Pearce, Kevin Spacey, and I don't knock Kevin Spacey's performances off here, but
it's Kim Basinger. I mean, it's like great.
Yeah, Kim Basinger. Oh, it's so good. It's such a great movie.
Kim Basinger is not Veronica Lake. I mean, it's just brilliant. It's
right,
Nothing else in 97.
That's it.
I mean, I did not have it on my list, and Titanic should be on the list, but it was the #1 box office movie, and they took a story and a documentary made into a movie. I like that movie.
Yeah, I do like that movie
too.
You're
right. It should be on the list. You're right.
It should be on the list. I didn't put it on my list.
It's a good movie, and everybody knows how it ends.
So it's an honorable mention, Dave, that you slipped in.
All right,
yeah,
that was honorable mention because I had things I shuffled around, and then 54 minutes in, you got Kate Winslet.
Yes,
I don't know how many.
It's not bad.
Okay, 1998. Anybody?
5 for 5. No, Brian doesn't have it.
Ryan's out.
Todd, go.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're 4 for 5 on that one.
Yep.
I'm wondering if I probably have more Spielberg movies than any other director. I would think.
That's an interesting one.
I do too.
Spielberg is my most represented director, and Bogart's my most represented.
Yeah, I could see that.
Interesting.
Okay, so I got 1 pick left. Anybody else?
Wait,
I have another 98. Do you have a 98, Todd?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have The Lion King. So
that's in my last 4 to get bumped.
Yep. So this is actually my third animated film on this list, 4th actually, if you include Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So I'm kind of surprised, but I think the Lion King holds up as just a fantastic film, much less animated film.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
All right. You had something?
No, I'm good. I got my last one, which is 99.
I thought. Oh, okay.
All right, so let me start 99
Go ahead.
with Toy Story 2 because I love Toy Story. but I think the story in Toy Story 2 is a better story. I've always preferred Toy Story 2. You can't have it without Toy Story. I get that. But to me, this is one of the rare exceptions where you have to, for me, just like Terminator 2, I have to go with Toy Story 2 over Toy Story.
But I think some things transcend. I think, Terminator 2 it defined a genre, and I think so did Toy Story. That's why
Yeah, I mean, look,
Terminator did not define a genre of action adventure movies the way.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
It probably has something to do with the fact that I had my first child. We played this movie a lot. I know this movie literally by heart, even more so than Toy Story 1. I don't know.
You just like the toy collector.
Well, I do like the toy collector, yes. I like that whole theme resonated for me in a way that it should have with you as well.
Isn't that Jonathan Harris? Is Jonathan Harris?
No, it's Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight, yeah.
Wayne Knight.
Okay. Where are we? That's 99. That's 99?
We're 1999. I have 3 other 1999s, but you guys can
I have
go.
one other. That's my last movie.
Well, there's one that's obvious.
Very obvious, yeah.
Who has? Wait, Darryl, you have how many left? You have a bunch left.
I have one left. 199. It's The Matrix.
Yes.
Matrix, absolutely
Obviously.
groundbreaking.
Yep.
Super important. Todd? No.
Yes.
Also The Matrix. Yeah.
Barry, so you have
So
two other.
I have 2 others from 99.
Did you have The Matrix?
I got 2 that got squeezed off the end.
Oh, I did have The Matrix, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I had Fight Club also.
Ah, very good.
No, yeah.
Which, again, kind of very unique in the way it told a story and just very different.
I had it, but you don't talk about Fight Club.
Well, this is true too.
Yep.
So, does anybody have anything left, or do
I'm
I have
done.
the last one?
No, you're it.
Go BK.
My
finish.
last one is Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, the 2 that got off the end were.
How did I miss Galaxy? I thought it's 1999. I thought it was much more recent than that.
Because it's to me,
You
it's
want to take
not
off
a
Joe
spoof.
versus the volcano?
Yeah, I'll take off Joe versus the volcano.
We'll
for
let you
Galaxy
do that.
Quest.
It's a tribute to a genre that we love.
I
It's
agree.
not a spoof.
I totally
It's
missed
fun.
that.
It's fun.
We could do a whole nother show on stuff we pushed off our list.
I have a whole list, but we talked about most of them.
I have another 55 movies that we got pushed off the list.
Yeah,
I think we talked about everything else that was sort of, except for It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Oh, God.
That is an epic. It's 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
But it
crazy.
feels like 6.
It's crazy. And I also
okay,
had,
so what's your count, guys? Your count of movies you haven't seen that we've talked about.
Oh,
Mine is 26.
Holy cow.
26 movies you haven't seen?
Yes.
I've got 23.
Oh my God. I actually stopped keeping track. I had like 7, I think.
I have 6.
And half of these I have on DVD waiting to watch. So it's already acknowledged that you guys picked some great films that I just haven't had
I
time
had like
to get
6
to.
or 7.
That's it? Wow.
I have 2.
Todd, you have 2.
Todd, 2?
Wow.
What are they?
A Matter of Life and Death,
Yeah.
and the and I know the film. I've never seen Run Silent, Run Deep. So, yep.
Well, we knew Todd has seen more movies than all of us. So.
Because I don't watch
There's no
stuff.
question.
Most stuff I don't watch more than once, and you guys watch stuff over and over again, and
I thought
I'm the same
in my
way.
head, and it makes it really hard for me to pay attention on rewatches. But I've seen the end of Run Silent, Run Deep when it was on TV, but I've never sought out the movie, and I will do that.
I thought Todd would name the most movies I haven't seen, but I think it was Barry. Barry got me. I haven't seen On the Waterfront, Yojimbo, Rosemary's Baby, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, or Halloween and Rudy.
You never saw Halloween?
Nope.
Wow.
Not a horror movie
great.
fan,
I mean,
Dave.
it's important, but it's not great.
Yeah.
But Yojimbo was Todd's, not mine. But yeah, the rest of them were
You
mine.
got to
those are
watch.
you, yeah,
You
yeah.
got to watch Yojimbo.
You got to watch Rudy, though.
I will keep my pledge. I will see all of these movies this year. This year.
And
Start with Rudy. You'll love it.
I bought a DVD of Yojimbo so I could watch it, so that's on my list.
I actually haven't seen that. I got to watch that.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, so there you go, Todd. Clean sweep. I think that's the only one.
Yeah,
you got all four of us.
Huh.
It's great, and it's one of these things that I think, like, again, if you've seen Hidden Fortress, if you've seen Seven Samurai, it's different. It's different than those. There's more humor to it, but it's also like,
it's Harry Bosch's favorite movie.
It is Harry Bosch.
Yeah,
He's got the poster from
and he talks about it to his daughter.
That's right. But Barry, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Blue-Eyed Samurai. The kind of like odd, kind of like weird characters and stuff like that. And there's like,
Well, here comes another total nerd confession. I've never seen a single Kurosawa movie.
Really?
I mean, I could see that.
They're not easy to find.
Not easy, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've seen any, those three,
given the influence it had on Star Wars, that I would have made an attempt to track these down.
Barry, I can loan them to you because I'm collecting them on DVD.
Yeah. Of course, okay. Daryl collects them, but has not watched them.
Well, that's it. I get them to watch, and then put them on my wall, and
maybe in your retirement you can
pull them out when I have time. Exactly. That's my dream, Dave. Time enough at last.
Exactly. Okay. This has been epic. So this is
our Lawrence of Arabia of podcasts.
This is our Lawrence of Arabia, although
it truly is, yes.
Not nearly as beautiful or sweeping.
Cinematic.
If you've stuck with us for these 2 episodes, we totally appreciate it. And let us know about your lists. Let us know what we're stupid about. Let us know what you agree with. All that great stuff. We really appreciate it. I know this is a long one, a little different than what we've done, totally outside our genre in some instances, even more so than the top 100 movies, but we certainly appreciate it.
And I've just got to say, I now think I have earned that we will never talk about Willow again. It will all be about Joe versus a volcano.
Oh, thank you.
Joe versus Volcano is actually a good movie, though.
So is Willow.
It doesn't belong on this list.
No, it doesn't. But I didn't attempt to put Willow on this list, did I? No.
I think thank you. Anyway, so there wasn't any... we'll see if anyone's not talking to. If anything, Brian's not talking to me because I gave him the most shit.
Thanks, guys. I've got a lot of great films, to watch. So thanks for
start with Joe versus a volcano. Do yourself a favor.
I've already seen that one.
Start with Rudy. Okay. Everyone start with Rudy.
And I agree with David. Yeah. It doesn't make the cut of the top 55.
Yeah. So. Anyway, all right. You've had enough of us. We've had enough of each other for sure. So we appreciate you staying with us for these 2 episodes, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.